Oysters are a versatile shellfish. You can bake them, broil them, smoke them, or eat them raw, right out of the shell. Over the years, wild oyster stocks have declined due to overfishing and pollution. So today, 95% of the oysters we consume come from oyster farms. Oysters are filter feeders, meaning they draw seawater over their gills to trap and eat the sand granules found floating in the ocean. Oyster farms are located in or by the sea, because when they were originally located in metropolitan areas, the overpowering smell of raw oysters became a public health hazard. The hatchery keeps the oysters in upwellers, mesh-bottom buckets filled with recycled water. Oysters can reproduce once they're 6 months old. However, the ideal breeding age is between 2 and 100 years old. In other words, during the first half of the oyster's life. One way to get the most flavorful oysters is to get them to spew cum shots on each other, as seen here. The oyster's sperm adds to the shellfish's naturally salty flavor, and is regularly left on during production. Once new oysters are born, they are immediately locked into flavor cages, where they are pumped full of natural and artificial flavorings. People wealthy enough to own microscopes manage the ponds where the factory grows mini oysters. On Thursdays, recently divorced Santa Claus volunteers at the factory. The baby oysters are mixed into circulating water filled with cooking seasonings, such as basil and oregano. This forces the oysters to be brined with the flavoring specified by the restaurants that order them. The baby oysters are sent to a farm floating in a harbor owned by Othniel Oysters Ltd. If you'd like to learn more about them, you can visit their website written on this sign, which is... I can't read that. Inside the farm, Larry chooses his favorite oysters and gently pets them. These 4 oysters are going home with Larry. Workers then trap the oysters into black mesh bags, attach the bags to metal racks, and suspend the racks in the sea, in an attempt to drown the oysters. Oysters tend to taste better the more they suffer before death. An employee dumps the oysters out of the bag so they can be relocated to the sea floor. They also sort through the oysters to find some good ones for Larry. These 3 belong to him now. Oyster farmers only check on the oysters 1 day out of the year. The rest of their days on the job are spent boating and drinking beer. When it comes time to harvest the oysters, a special machine called the Oyster Harvester 9000 is lowered into the water. The machine is a combination of a dredger and conveyor, which scoops the oysters into the boat. If the company's harvest is particularly bountiful, they can use the profits to upgrade to the mythical Oyster Harvester 10,000! The machine dumps the oysters to another conveyor, which... oh my god, there's a crab on the conveyor belt. Stop the machine! Stop the... Jesus Christ, stop the machine! I hope he's okay, I can't see him. I don't know where he went. Oh, it seems the other end of the conveyor belt leads back into the ocean. Whew. Godspeed, Crab Nicholson. Oysters are typically sold in 2 portion sizes, American and regular. Prior to sale, the oysters are bombarded with rays of radioactive material to destroy any bacteria left in the oysters. According to the FDA, the amount of radiation used dissipates by about 90% once the oysters actually reach the customers. So don't let that stop you from eating some delicious oyster. Oh my fucking god, what is that? That's disgusting!